Today we travel to the east of the map, far into the desert to the Scorpion Knight City and Palace. Here is my original concept for the shape of the city, which is going to be tweaked a lot as I try to figure out all the right angles. Now jumping forwards a little bit, I've built most of the outside of the city wall and I'm going to be using less detail to build up the interior because there's going to be buildings in front of them. So now let's go around the inside one by one to see all of the buildings. First, on the right of the gate we have a blacksmith working on a new sword. And then to the right of the blacksmith there's a merchant buying and selling rare artifacts. This is a great place to go and get ripped off for your family gold if you find yourself in debt. Moving right again, we have a house with a balcony and a bit of sangreen to break the colour pattern. After that, we come to the first tower in the wall, and sat in front of this we have a man selling spices. Next is the first of the smaller gates into the city. I managed to make a better portcullis mechanism this time, but have not yet figured out a way to keep it up. Now we need some animals. A place like this probably doesn't have much demand for pork, so I've added a few cows instead here behind a little fence, waiting to be sold. And lastly, before the palace, there is one more building with a balcony. Now going all the way back to the left of the gate, we have another house without anything too exciting besides the parrot at the top. To the left of this we have another house with a man on the balcony who appears to have a hookah pipe. Let's go in and get a closer look. To the left of this we have two ladies selling fruit and vegetables. And next we have, oh sick, look, it's Long Wang. Let's see if he'll have a quick chat with us. Hey Long Wang, what made you decide to settle here?
Hello, I have a daughter here now. Her name Inverted Wang.
Inspirational. Next to Long Wang we have another small gate identical to the one on the other side. To the left of the gate there is a house with a bay window and a lady selling dried fish outside. And the last house has nothing to offer besides this elaborate door that I made. So just before we take a look at the palace, let's see the main entrance to the city and a couple of the figures that I've used for it. And then we got this guy that I've used in my CMF video before. I think the Shadow Guard headpiece from Star Wars works so perfectly on these archers here. Okay, let's finally have a good look at the palace. I really wanted to give this an intricate facade like many of the Arabian palaces I looked at for inspiration. It was very important to make this palace stand out, so I saved my small collection of white bricks for this. Now, as you can see with the interior, I was seriously running low on bricks at this point, and this was the very last part I built, and I was also running low on inspiration. So with the city walls and the palace finally finished, the middle looked just a little bit too bland, so I added a few more features like this fountain, a few extra trees, a grill, and a couple of horses. The first of these features was the fountain, and after a quick Google search I learned that fountains did actually exist before electricity. I've added a little stand for a wine merchant and a barbarian looking man chasing a child. The trees are a very simple build, and I've just added a couple of crates or barrels underneath them to bring them more to life. The grill was a personal favourite of mine as I absolutely love Middle Eastern food despite it not loving me back. And lastly we'll see the horse and carts that I've built. I really wish I had some Lego camels, but they're just way too expensive for me right now. But fortunately I have these old western themed horses that look great in a desert rock. Now let's see a couple more shots of the whole city and castle before I destroy it. And I'm no historian, but I do know that guys in red and white with lion sigils love to leave everything behind and go thousands of miles away to fight in a desert.
Meh, you never help me with anything. Meh, I have to do everything by myself. Meh.
Me, Richard, and the boys are going on a crusade. Do you want to come?
Oh God, yes.
Fire! Nothing's working. Bring out the secret weapon. I sacrifice my 3 soldiers to bring forth.
Obelisk the Tormentor! End this duel with your fist of fate!
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating.
Where am I? There's sand everywhere.
Well, folks, I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've enjoyed making it. We've had Lego, dick jokes, and farts all in one video. So make sure I get 1 million subs, please. See you next week.